Hello, everyone, and welcome to Salty Sweet Games. Welcome to the premiere of Against the Stars, a brand new Burn Bryte campaign presented by Salty Sweet Games and Roll20. So excited to be here. I've been hyped about this for like a month and a half now, and I have this incredible group to go into space with y'all. So before we get really into anything, I want to just go quickly through all of our channel stuff. So first off, that includes a shout out to a wonderful, wonderful partner in production, Roll20, a virtual tabletop of choice.
You didn't do the jingle.
No, I can never do the
A
jingle.
virtual tabletop of choice.
There we go.
Nailed it.
Lauren has to be the jingle person. I can't do that. But we can't be doing this without them, and especially since Burn Bryte especially is a system that is published by Roll20 and specifically made for Roll20. So we're super excited to be doing this with everybody. And we're going to be kind of learning this game as we go. So that's going to be kind of cool, where we're going to kind of learn by play for all this stuff. Another sponsors that we do want to shout out includes Dice Envy. If you like your physical dice, if you like your chunky boys, Dice Envy gets you those good dice. And that includes everything from plastic to metal to wood to gemstone. And they're releasing new stuff basically every couple of weeks. And we get the scoop on them earlier than most people. So definitely check them out, and you can use our code to get some money off. So you might as well get some good stuff for you and help support us. And a last shout out to our last sponsor, Grinding Coffee Co. They are a Black and LGBTQ owned company where a portion of all their proceeds go to charity, and all of their stuff is organic, otherwise fairly sourced. They help fuel this channel quite literally. So we're super awesome.
I've had 2 cups today.
Lauren has had 2 cups today to make up for me not having any coffee at all. So this is where we're at. It's really awesome. So yeah. A couple of things that's going to be a little different about Against the Stars compared to other Salty Sweet Games shows. So usually we take donations to help things happen in this game and also support the channel. However, as we are partnering with Roll20, we're also partnering with their Tiltify campaign to help support Code 2040, which is an awesome nonprofit. So we're part of that campaign. So all donations are going to be going through there. So please do !Code 2040 to figure out where to donate. And every $50 that is donated to Code 2040 introduces a complication in the story, where you get to make things a little more interesting for the player characters. And for every $100 that we raise, we will be giving away a bundle for Burn Bryte. So if you're interested in playing the game for yourself, this is a great way to do it. And again, all of the money goes to a great cause, and we're really excited to be doing that with them. As well, we're trying out some new social goals here. So rather than hitting certain donation goals, other than the charity stuff, we're also doing this thing where at 10 retweets every week of our We're Live promo tweet, we will release a poll within the following week that will help advance one of the factions in the Alexis Galaxy. So, you know, things might happen behind the scenes, pushing forward perhaps one of the Ophir Guilds, perhaps one of the Pirates people, perhaps the Order of Heroes. Who knows? You'll get to be able to help decide every week when we hit that 10 retweets. And it looks like we've already hit 20, so y'all are incredible. So that poll will be going up at some point this week, and y'all can vote over on our Twitter. And our final last things, we here at Salty Sweet Games use safety tools because we believe that no matter what happens to the characters, we want to make sure the players are safe and having fun. Typically, we use lines and veils here, and we also use the X and an O cards behind the scenes to ensure that, you know what, we're having a good time here. So that's basically all of the stuff that I have to cover for channel things. So let's go around and briefly meet all of our wonderful people who are joining me today and who they are, who they're playing. Let's start off with my of course, my co-stream partner, that goes to Lauren. Hello, Lauren.
Hello, I'm Lauren. I'm that salty ginger over on Twitter and the salty half of the channel. Here I'm playing Vala Salabralta, who is an Ulron, good at flying things, good at punching things, not so good with the words. Ulron are crystalline kind of humanoids. Part of their crystal bodies are malleable, and as they grow older, parts start to harden. So that's like why her hair is so cool, you know? And I'm really excited to play her and find out what she sounds like, because I still don't know.
Whatever comes out of your mouth, I expect you to commit to it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is gonna be great. And let's go over to Jess. Hello, Jess.
I'm so excited to be here. Like literally, like we were all dancing before we started, and I'm like,
It was a good nerves dance party.
yeah, we just shake it off. But hi, I'm so happy to be here. My name's Jess, Echo_JG in all the places, and today I'm playing Walala Oodles Nizalast Lamo. You know, a very obviously a Glean name, obviously. And Glean, if you don't know them, how could you not know Glean? They're so great. They are feathered, aquatic, sapien species, and they are kind of like soft and don't live very long normally, but they have these beautiful gleamy reliquaries that have extended their lives and made them able to travel through space and do all the stuff they are doing. So yeah, I'm so excited to play, and I sort of have an idea for my voice, but who knows? I like this plan of whatever comes out our mouth is what we have to do. So
it's fine. Let's go over to Sam. Hello, Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam. You can find me on the internet at SamUndamiel, and today I'm playing an Eno, and I should double check.
I think it's Eno. Pretty sure it's Eno.
Eno.
I think
makes
Eno.
sense to me. And Eno names are kind of ridiculous. So their name is Eronzi Amian Davi Azul Ciele Vandal Zave. I made this name. Short name CLA Vandal. We'll probably just go with Vandal, because that's way easier to say. And Eno are cat people, and I'm playing cat person. The accidental face cat person.
Yeah, accidental face.
Accidental face.
Yeah, we've accidentally made a group of people that aren't good at talking. So this is great.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine.
Definitely not like you have to socialize with people in the Alaxis Galaxy.
Yeah.
So I hope a good voice comes out when we start, because that's what I'm stuck with.
Oh boy. And let's go over to B. Hello, B.
Hello. Oh my gosh, the pressure for a character voice is weighing heavy. I spent some time talking to myself while I was doing dishes earlier. But let's rewind. So hello, my name is B. You can find me on Twitter as @B_Zelda. My pronouns are they, them. And we will be playing Zevzo. We are still considering the proper form of address that we would wish to be contacted as, but our pronouns are they, them, and, well, we are the captain of this ship, and while we may not be the face, we have many guns to resolve all of our problems.
So many guns.
So many guns. We have plenty.
It was like, here, Zevzo, have this money to spend at character creation. What would you like to spend it on?
Guns, explosives.
The answer was guns.
also goo.
Guns and goo.
Yeah.
Guns and goo.
Necessities. We found them very important.
Oh boy. All right. And of course, I am Kiana. I am the sweet of the channel, and I am the GM for Against the Stars. I am literally everybody else in the Alaxis Galaxy, and potentially the Alaxis Galaxy itself. I will be piloting all of the NPCs, all of the factions, and everything that goes around them. Minus really the burn, because the burn's its own thing. But I suppose with all of that, we should get into it, shall we? Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Welcome to the Alaxis Galaxy, a place where once it had gone through times of isolation, planets and stars and people all kept to themselves, and then to a time of exploration, where interstellar travel unlocked the ability to reach other places, to find other people, to connect with one another. And then to a time of war, when conflict arose, when a fight over resources and space and control in this now wide and wondrous place they lived in became too much. And then a time of peace, but only oh so briefly, when it became the time, or rather, the bright of the burn. Nobody quite knows what the burn is. It's bright, fiery, slowly and erratically consuming this galaxy bit by bit, enrapturing itself around the stars and planets and moons, slowly consuming until it's only a few doorsteps away. From the center to the edge, you could get there in 2 weeks. It is a looming presence, an inevitability that weighs on everybody's mind. Some people seek to run away from it, fear overtaking them, as many a civilization and people have fallen to the burn, never to be seen again. Others have taken that fear and found opportunities in it for exploitation, whether that is of resources or people or minds. But even amongst this all, even amongst the darkest of times, there are still those who fight for good. And this is going to be a story of how sometimes you can fight for good even in the face of inevitable doom. Our camera pans to a ship. A Wanderer, this model is called. It is flat and large, made for transport. Mostly transportation of goods, sometimes the transportation of people. The outside of it, within the light of the burn, it glimmers this rainbow of colors, opalescent, in its pinks and greens and yellows. But we're not talking about the outside of the ship, the wicked wallaby. Instead, we see our camera pull inside of this ship that these four call home. And where can we find Vala?
Vala is at the pilot station in the cockpit. I don't think there's anything too pressing going on, but I think she's probably just kind of casually chatting. She's flying casual and chatting casual with the ship's MI.
You don't have to specifically do too much work to pilot this ship, as the MI, or rather the artificial intelligence of this ship, does help control a lot of it. Of course, you can always override Max or M4X if you ever wanted to, but Max tends to. Would we say not trust you? Who knows?
But I'm so good at flying.
I know that you have many, many years of pilot training with your people, but how do we say this? Didn't you desert them and don't actually have your license properly?
This is no bearing on my skills, Max.
Well, you don't have a license officially, so kind of hard to say.
I mean, okay, that's fair. But correct me if I'm wrong, Max, that you do not have a license either.
Well, I am quite literally built to be part of the ship and
Right,
to guide
but do
it.
you have a license? Because if you don't have a license, I feel like we're in the same wallaby. Do you get it, Max, instead of boat? In the
Ha ha. Very funny.
I know you like me very much.
There's just this long sigh. Not even a sigh, there's a long pause when Max does not respond to you in their petulance. And as you have this conversation with Max, let's pan over and see what Walala up to here in the Wicked Wallaby.
If you were to find Walala, they're probably literally hanging upside down from the ceiling and like analyzing something, and like has a smart slab out in like one of their many arms, and then like they are kind of like moving around on the ceiling and like analyzing something, like Cam, look at it from over there. We need to take a new perspective on this. Sometimes you just need to look at things differently. And are just kind of like looking around an object and like tapping things really quickly on their smart slab. Cam, did you get that?
As you do this, your camera, which floats and moves of its own accord, kind of a mixture of a drone and a camera, starts to move around. At some point, googly eyes had been placed onto it, which jiggle not symmetrically as it starts to kind of tilt, and you hear the familiar sound of the click, click, click. You know that there is no real shutter to be closing here, but it's just the part of the feel that it has as it starts to take in as many angles as it can, basically moving like 1 centimeter over and then 1 centimeter over and then 1 centimeter over. It's a very long process. Cam is very, very diligent about these types of things.
Yes, good.
And I think at one point it kind of takes a picture of you as well, as you're hanging from here, and then continues on along its path.
Well, I saw that, Cam. That was cheeky.
Does Cam really have personality? Who knows?
I don't know. Walala certainly thinks they do.
Walala thinks so, and that's what matters.
Yep.
And as the clicking of the camera happens on the ceiling in the center around the lounge, where do we find Vandal?
I think Vandal is in the same room off to the side with like a plank of practice lockpicking. You know,
Nice.
keeping the skills sharp, also making sure that Walala doesn't break anything.
So it's very subtle, I'm definitely not watching out of the corner of my eyes as I do this. Don't mind me. I think at one point Cam does come up to you and like take pictures of you practicing locks, but goes like from the bottom all the way up in centimeter by centimeter.
We might need that at some time, Vandal. Don't worry, it's okay. Now I have a reference.
Now, what would you need a reference for?
Well, you know, if ever you're dismembered and we have to put you back together or anything like that.
You shouldn't speak such a thing into the universe. It might hear you.
Well, I'm not. Well, that's not how it works. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works.
Is Willala talking about dismemberment again?
It's a natural form of organic life, I think.
Not this organic life.
Well, you know, you're right. You have fewer extra limbs, so you do want to keep them all.
Just a sea of tentacles.
So many pieces move. Just
Now, none of my limbs are extra. These are the proper number of limbs that I should have.
And now we have reference of that, so I know that for sure.
I think your thing just moved.
Oh, okay.
As this conversation's going on, what's Zevzo up to?
We possess a cargo hold. That is correct?
Correct.
What kind of cargo do we currently have in our cargo hold, and can I assess it and triple count it to make sure it's going to be worth the exact value that we are owed?
Ooh. So currently your cargo hold is, I wouldn't say empty, but it does have empty tankers. As your job right now is to collect something first. You've got to do the collection part first, and then you got to deliver. You have been asked by a driftling, not so far from here, but within the Ghost Belt, to recover some plasma from a abandoned space station called the Zephyra. And you know, that plasma is the material that powers everything. It powers magic, it powers technology, built truly from the remnants of omniscience long past. And while plasma was once bountiful, almost limitless, the burn has eaten away at a lot of the sources. And especially out here in the Ghost Belt on the very edges of the Alaxis galaxy, right against that butts up right against the burn, plasma is fairly rare, and they're willing to pay a very pretty penny for whatever plasma you can recover. And an abandoned space station seems more than an appropriate spot to try to find. So you have the appropriate equipment to do this type of recovery. This is not your first job. You are experienced with this.
We are.
And so you have a few of these almost tankards that are suited for humanoids, kind of to wear as backpacks almost, for easy carrying. And they do have a form of like a tube that you can use to kind of to suck up.
We're wearing the backpacks from Ghostbusters?
Basically. Except instead of ectoplasm, you're trying to get plasma.
Is everybody's backpack like sized up and down depending on like our shapes and sizes? Because
yes.
Vala would be much more useful than this.
Yes, I'd imagine that you have picked up the right types of equipment. We're all going to assume this, considering you have been working together for about a year. Mm-hmm. We're all going to assume that you have the appropriate things sized accordingly to you.
Okay. I think, Zevzo, we are going to inspect what cargo we have. We will inspect our equipment. We must ensure that this task is complete because we are owed a certain fund, and I have some debts to pay off, and we must be worried about that. So we don't walk per se because wallabies, which are the shape that I've taken, they don't I don't believe they exist anymore in the burn. Like, that's just
No.
not. So Zevzo's iteration of a wallaby, we float our 10,000 bugs. They guide us across the floor, and when we investigate all of these backpacks that just look like the backpacks from Ghostbusters, we let a subset of our 10,000 bugs go, and you see a cloud of blue going in through the arms, creating little lumps, and like it almost animates like parts of the backpack and some of the pockets and everything. And then we emerge out decidedly. I think we have ensured that there will be no faults this mission. We will get that plasmid. We will be rich.
I mean, the amount of money that you're getting from this, and especially in the Ghost Belt, is quite a bit. Let's say, looking at your money, it's about like 400 argent.
We are grateful for that sum.
Yeah.
We know exactly where it might go.
And specifically, Lamerick, the Driftling who had hired you, had told you this is what she can pull together, as she knows that this is a dangerous mission, but her and her family who live on the planet, remember my names, they live on the planet Cyprit, which is very close to the edge of the burn.
I can pull us to the map.
Yeah.
Hey, nice.
Hey. So they're right at the edge of the burn, and they desperately need plasma to fuel their ships and get out of there, essentially. Let me make a little X as to where y'all are, at least where y'all are headed, to where the Zephyra is. Let's freehand. And this will be right about here. That's where the Zephyra is. So, speaking of the Zephyra, as you are checking, as the rest of you are conversing, as Max has gone into their pouting silence, through the open window, the windshield of this front of the ship, silhouetted against the burn, you see a form take place, and not the familiar roundness of a planet or a moon, but rather what looks like almost like a long cylinder that is slightly set on a diagonal, and on midway through on either end there are two rings which slowly rotate in opposing directions. And as you spot this, all of you can probably see this from within the ship. Max pipes up, "Well, that's your destination. Seems like a very nice one."
Oh, you're learning sarcasm, Max. Is very good. Max, what would be the best means of entrance to the Zephyra?
Well, I would say that likely it would have to be a docking station, either on the main part of the station, which would be the cylinder part,
The shaft, yes.
or it would have to be on one of the rings. I do not know if it is a wise idea to land on a moving thing, however.
Right, so docking station on the main cylinder.
And Maxley, you got it. And you hear a few of the hum of some of the other thrusters being put to use as the wicked wallaby shifts forward and makes its way to the space station Zephyra. As you get closer, this is not the largest space station you've seen. Zevzo, this does not even compare to Goldie the Magnificent in its size at all. But you've seen these types of stations before. They're usually research posts or otherwise meant for scientific endeavors and less so of permanent living. You imagine that it wasn't meant to be built so close to the burn, but over time, and with the temperamental nature of the burn, it has gotten to here at least. And as you get closer to, you see this is a station that has not been touched or in repair for at least a few years. You can see bits and pieces of debris that come off the ring part of it, trailing along it like a kite trail, and only a few of them leaving the gravity of the station to fly off elsewhere. The paint of this itself, what once probably was white, has been slowly darkened over time, whether by dents or scratches, maybe even from the burn itself and from its radiance, you can't tell. But Max guides the Wicked Wallaby down to what looks like to be a series of porting docks. And as the ship approaches, you do see that the door does open in response to your approach. And you also note that there is another ship that is attached to one of these docks. Small, not like a transport ship, maybe meant for 2 or 3 or a small group of people, and decidedly passenger, if anything.
Does it look old as the rest of the station, or does it look newer?
It's hard to tell. It's painted black, which makes it more difficult to gauge its look to it. You don't. The particular model of the ship, you would say it's not like a brand new ship. Mm-hmm. You'd say it's probably a few years old at least in terms of its makers and usage.
Yeah, we don't recognize this ship, do we?
You don't seem to recognize it.
Okay.
It holds no sign of the daylight, which you have had some
don't need to worry about it.
interactions with, we shall say.
It's fine.
What?
We should be alert. Please use as many eyes as you possess to keep an eye out. And I'll fuzz a little bit as like my wallaby form kind of shifts out, and then it'll shift back into a tight wallaby form. Are we ready?
Jeff, so I've never thought to ask, Captain, but how many eyes do you have?
20,000. We have one extra right now, and we are trying to decide what to do with them. They're mostly just, they hang out. They're like a distant cousin. We can't call them one of us just yet.
You just picked up another one of you on the way.
But only one eye?
Yep.
All right. And then Vala stands up, and I'm assuming towers over everyone else at like 6.5 and change feet.
Absolutely.
Super buff.
Big crystal ball.
Yes. I'm ready.
Max, old sport. Is there breathable atmosphere on the Zephyra?
There's a pause. One, I do not know how I feel about being called old sport. But to answer your actual question, it appears that there is breathable atmosphere here. It appears that the hull of the Zephyra appears to be intact.
Thank you. We'll work on it.
Max, so you said there's one other ship docked here?
There appears to be another ship that is docked just 2 docks down. You kind of hear you feel the kind of rumble and as the Wicked Wallaby clicks in with the docking port of the Zephyra, meeting door to door. You can kind of hear the hissing sounds as atmospheres are readjusted between the 2 ships. Well, rather the ship and the station.
Sorry.
We are all geared up. Well, Lala, we've spoken about speaking when the captain speaks.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I try, but sometimes I just have you're right. I'm sorry.
A little bit of fuzz between the bugs as we all kind of like chitter our wings. We are ready. Everybody is wearing your backpack. Straps must be adjusted. We prefer safety over losing everybody.
Strapping, double checking guns.
It's very awkward on
knives.
Walala. It is.
Yeah, I'm looking at them like.
I only have like one solid part. Like
There's only one part of your body, so
it's more like a fanny pack, a backwards fanny pack almost.
It's either a fanny pack or it's like a turtle shell situation where it's like on top of your head.
It's like trying to like move all my feathers out like around it. Oh.
Concerned. We think you look safe enough.
Safe enough, I'll take it. Thank you.
We welcome you. Are we ready?
Yeah.
After you, Captain. Unless
Let
you would
us
like
depart.
me to go first and, block things from blowing up in your face.
Well, we know
your faces.
that your 2 steps is equivalent to like my 1 hover, and I don't understand how we don't understand how speed works with you, but we're much faster than the rest.
Yes.
Sometimes when you pass by, the gust of wind kind of pushes us back a bit. It makes it difficult.
Sure. So you go first.
We will, thank you.
I'll have your backs.
Okay. So you walk forward to the door airlock situation of the Wicked Wallaby, and as you press the button, you hear again that hiss, and your door slides open alongside the door to Zephyra. And you step inside to the inside of this large cylinder, which inside is just, again, this one large tube almost. The walls are surrounded by various doors and windows, as if the rooms themselves are basically another ring of this large tube. You can look all the way up to the very, very top of the ceiling, which is quite far out of your reach. At the base here, you see what might have been the remains of other ships, which have less than being visitors docking, were more permanent in their presence here. Or at least you see the remains of what that might have been, as you assume many of the people have left long ago, taking these ships with them. But you see another series of smaller tubes, which one at each corner or so, that leads up to, that basically stops at a platform outside of each door. These tubes are more see-through, they're glass or the such. And you can see next to each of them, there's a opening within them, and there's also a series of buttons.
We will press whatever buttons look relevant.
It's a, well, thankfully in the unification of the Alaxis galaxy, there has been basically a unified language across the galaxy, so everyone kind of knows what everyone's talking about. And if not, you have the translation badges, which real-time translate when you're speaking. But the series of buttons, much more complicated than you expected. But you can see a very distinct up and down button. So you can...
We will press up.
Okay.
Up is the way to success, and up is how you win. We are certain of this.
Is up necessarily the way to the plasma, though?
It must be. Up is always good. We know this. We always rise up.
You are close to the bottom of this cylinder. And even though when you docked and on the outside you saw that the cylinder was tilted, inside it feels like you're straight up. The artificial galaxy doing its job. And wow, this music got way intense real quick.
I keep waiting for something to burst out of this, like it's going to
It seems really fitting. It seems really fitting. We're in a
Oof.
creepy abandoned station. There may be
Okay,
one, two,
this is
three
way
people
too
on board.
intense. Roll20, please. We're going back to this one. I looked at it, I was like, nope, too much. So as you press the up, you, within the tube, you can hear a sound. And you don't see it except perhaps in a swirl of dust. But there are winds within this tube that appears to be pushing upwards.
We share that information, and we also suggest that we are often light enough to perhaps ride the winds up and see what we can see.
You all have comm badges, right?
You do all have comm badges. I'm pretty sure you made
We
sure
agreed
that you
on
all
that.
had
Yes.
comm badges.
We had a meeting.
we
Work
discussed this.
out. Okay, cool. Just wanted to double check before I was like, yeah, go ahead. And then we're like, we have no way to contact her. All right, well, we'll look around down here while you look around up there.
We are worried about perhaps one more body would be of assistance, and Zevzo is gonna look over at Walala and then Vandal.
Not Vala. Not the solid crystals, 6'2".
We consider they may not rise in the air. Just something tells us.
Okay.
Logic.
You feel like the Zepso, as you kind of like buzz a little closer, these are pretty strong winds. These are meant to carry people and not just of your size.
Come along too.
Well, Vandal and I can stick together. We have done many things together. We have walked around. We have chit-chatted.
Okay, stay safe. I unfurl my feathers and I whee!
All right. Before anyone can say anything, Malala just goes whee into the glass tube, and Malala, you are lifted up by these winds. With the nature of your body, you do kind of swirl around a little bit, but you are easily carried to. The winds almost lull a little bit once it gets to a platform, this floor that attaches to doors and windows, and as if asking whether you wanted to get off or if you wanted to continue upwards.
Captain?
We think that we should get off on this floor. We agree, yes.
So, do you step in as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the same experience for you. You are lifted up by these winds. Some of your parts kind of have to, like, kind of
We struggle.
They struggle to be cohesive to your wallaby form, but you manage to collect yourself within that lulling space, and you are on this floor. There are no railings to this. It is simply just basically a 10-foot wide ledge that runs along the side of this of the inside of the Zephyra. You can see a series of doors right in front of you, which you can check out. Though you see locks on all of them, electronic locks, series of passcodes and the such.
We will turn to Walala as much as we are able to turn and consider we are not capable. We can explode doors. That is what we are able to do, but opening them is not really within our skill set. Do you have perhaps a more quiet solution that you can offer?
What does this door look like? Does it have like a panel for like
So there's a basically all of the inside here is metal of some form. Each of these doors has a panel with a pin pad, essentially, not of numbers but of symbols. 9 of them in the 3x3, which chill out right on top of the you assume the handle of the door.
And so, like, is this like a fairly solid, like, is this almost like an airtight door, or?
Not airtight. You think that it's more like a. You've been around labs before. This is a lab door, kind of situation.
Okay. I mean, Vandal's really the one that's good at like doors, but I could try something, and also just in case, and I make a noise, like all my feathers go on end, and they like kind of shake and rattle.
Okay.
And I want to use my echolocation to see if I can sense anything past this.
Oh damn. Okay. Yeah.
Is
sure.
that so? It says I have to.
Ooh.
Echolocation. As long as you can hear, you can sense any creature's object within 50 feet of you, no matter the visibility.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, cool. So the door is going to be a little bit of a obstacle there, but thankfully there is a window that is close by. It is darkened glass, so you can't directly see through it. You imagine that it's a two-way type thing, but it does make it easier for your echolocation to go through. And so you ping out this sound I think all of you can sort of hear it, but in that way of like something is happening and you know it's happening,
Yeah.
but you can't actually sense it. And Walala, as you echolocate, inside, you see what looks like to be a lab, typical tables and computer terminals and a lot of engineering equipment in this particular one. Not a lot of beakers or the such. But you ping against something that seems odd to you because it pings back to you almost as loud as most of the other stuff. It will absorb some of the sound before returning back to you. This is almost as if it's a mirror or reflective, and it's in the shape of a sphere.
Oh. Okay, there's something interesting in there. Let's see what we can do. Can I start to fiddle with the pad?
Sure. Yeah, and this is going to be our first obstacle, I think.
Yeah.
So, how Burn Bryte works. Everyone has 18 skills, and everyone has assigned a certain die value to that, from a d4 to a d12. And basically, I dictate how difficult this is going to be. And with that, they roll that amount of dice for whatever skill they'd like to use. And they just don't want multiples of any number. So obviously, the less dice you have, the easier it is to not get multiples on stuff. So what kind of skill would you like to try to involve here as you try to get past this door, the enemy of all early on RPGs?
I think I want to try and use my computer skill. Is that possible?
Yeah, totally. And I'm going to say this is a moderate difficulty. So that's going to be 3 dice that you have to roll.
Okay.
So whatever your die amount is there, and you need to roll 3 of it. And we'll get to see this. It is a pass.
Hey, awesome.
You fiddle around with it, and even though it's symbols and not numbers, you're able to, it's all the same. All of the logarithmics and coding is the same anyways. And so you fiddle around with it, your tentacles moving all around and inputting all of these codes faster than most people could ever do with just 10 fingers. Until
10,
eventually...
how inefficient.
Until eventually you hear the soft beep of the number pad go off, and as it flashes green, and you hear the click of the door as it unlocks.
Captain, I think I got it.
We are impressed. We watched only a few of your It was wonderful. We will enter. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you go ahead. I'll follow. But there's something spherical in there that's very interesting. I heard it.
We wonder, is plasma spherical? No. We don't care about that. We want plasma.
Okay. I might just look though. I might just look.
Okay. Just know we value your safety and don't touch something that will explode. Or carry on. We will look for plasma.
Thank you.
Learn the hard way.
Yeah. As you enter into this room, Walala, your echolocation was true. You get a bigger view of the room as the door had blocked your previous echolocation attempts to see it. But you do see this, again, table, computer terminals, equipment. And sitting on one of these tables is this, about this size, ball. And it is, at first you think it's black. But as you get closer to it, there seems to be this almost oily sheen, and not on the outside of it, but on the inside. Do you touch it? As is the ever-old question of this. Oh no,
Sorry. Can you?
that's okay. Uh-oh. No.
We observe that Walala has just kind of started floating around. We aren't too sure, but Walala was inching towards that ball that looks rather slimy.
Are you back, Jess?
Zoom is frozen for me.
Oh no.
Can you
Well-
hear us?
I can hear you. It's
Okay.
just all frozen otherwise. So
Yeah,
if
you're
I'm okay,
you're
then
coming
I'll.
through
Oh.
good.
Oh, we jinxed that.
I
Nope,
usually
we absolutely
do.
did.
Then can...
Okay.
Wait.
No!
Hey.
Hi. Yes. Maybe. Yeah.
I want to analyze it without touching it. If you can hear me.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, I'm gonna say, even without a roll, this is no material you've ever seen or touched or come across before. It's not metal. It's not glass. Not plasma. Definitely not plasma. But there is something. There's something to it that feels warm, even without getting close to it, and not like it would, it would burn you. You don't think if you touched it, but it emanates warmth to it.
Okay, well, the captain said not to touch it. Hmm. I'm looking at my. Ooh. Can I? Is there? I'm good at knowledge.
Uh-huh.
Can I? Knowledge it, like science, like look at it and does it look like, actually, can I look around it almost and see what's around it, so that like if there's like, like if there's gloves and safety stuff all around it, then I'm like,
okay.
oh, okay, like then that means it probably requires proper personal protective equipment.
It seems alone. It sits on this cloth. You think that's been laid out for it. But otherwise, you don't see any gloves. You don't see any goggles. You don't see any protective measures here.
Okay. Is there like a computer nearby or something?
Yeah.
Is there something
Yeah,
I can look up information on?
There were a bunch of computers in here. There's at least 3 terminals in here. You can definitely poke around on that.
Okay, I'll start doing that while the captain's looking around.
Yeah.
Too.
As you go over, you turn on the computer, and it does that slow, sad, whirring sound of a computer that hasn't been turned on in ages. But as it boots up, a symbol pops up onto it, and it is a symbol that you are familiar with. As it is the logo of the Cosma Overguild. With that, we're gonna hop down to the others, the other 2 who are hanging out at the bottom of this very, very long, tall cylinder. And as you just pace around and you watch as Walala and Zevso disappear a little bit out of sight and towards a door, you hear a ting, 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 ting sound from above. Sounds like something was dropped.
Where?
You look, and you see it across the way, about, let's say, 100 feet.
Okay.
So basically,
Mm-hmm.
on the other side of
I
the
have my
cylinder.
far goggles.
Yeah.
I pull them down and adjust to them.
So, two of us just go full,
Uh-huh.
super spy.
Mm-hmm. If I were a plasma, where would I be?
As you look, you see, what looks like to be just a piece of equipment, that had made its way down here.
Does it look like a breach bomb?
No, it does not look like a breach bomb. It looks like
I have one of those.
it looks like someone had taken part of this ship or its labs or whatever, and had dropped it, tossed it.
Where did it fall from?
You look up
Mm-hmm.
across the way, and you see nothing on the first floor. You see nothing on the second. On the third, however, you see faint movement. You're at an angle that you just catch it before it disappears into a door. And knowing how this space station is built, that's about where you imagine the ring would lead to, or where you could leave the station towards the ring.
Now, Vala, I think we should investigate that.
Oh, I think so too, very much.
Like, hand on gun.
Uh-huh. Hand on hilt of sword.
Yeah. So, do you want to just cut across the way?
Should we? We will report into Captain, and yes, we will head up. Captain, movement on the third floor. We are heading to investigate it.
We agree that sounds like a wonderful plan. Wow, Vala. You could be a captain right after me, you know?
Thank you. Lots of awkward noises are made. Walks with a spring in her step.
As this happens, so y'all can walk over to the tube that's across the way from you. That would likely take you closest to this door. And it's the same deal. Clear tube, lots of buttons, a clear up and down.
We're gonna press the up button.
Okay. Again, you hear that sound as the wind streams activate.
I'll go first. And then I will just gingerly...
You test the waters, feel the breeze push up your fur, but you can definitely feel like there is enough resistance here that you think it could carry you.
So I wanted to go first. I'm gonna jump in and ride the currents up to the third floor.
Yes.
As you rise up, a little slower than Walala and Zevzo were carried up, as it has to work more weight. You're easily carried up to the first, easily carried up to the second, but you hit the third, and you see that there's a puncture in the side of the tubing here, where the wind starts to kind of seep out, making it difficult for the wind to continue pushing up.
The thing we saw fall, could it have made this hole?
You're realizing probably it seems like it's the right size.
I think I think Vala gets distracted as Vandal goes up and then like goes over to actually get the thing, whatever fell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go
She's
over.
behind.
Yeah. And you go to actually investigate what fell. And you find what appears to be the discard of a like a cartridge or a plasma cell discard. So it had been used up and then discarded because it didn't contain any more. And you can see bits and pieces of glass now that you didn't see before in your foresight goggles scattered around it.
Vala, I do believe there's evidence of foul play up here.
Oh, has someone murdered someone else?
Sabotage?
Okay, I'll be right up.
Okay. So
Can I get to the third floor? Can I like?
Well, this seemed like an obstacle to me.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
how would you like to attempt to
Um.
do this? And what skill would you like to use therefore?
Oh, can't stealth it. That's for sure.
No, not exactly a stealthy thing.
No, it seems like an athletic situation.
Yeah.
If you're literally climbing up, yes, this seems like athletics to me.
Yeah.
And this is going to be another difficulty 3. The tube is small enough that like you're not going to be completely outstretched if you do this, so you have some muscle leverage to climb.
Let's find out what happens when you fail. Oh, what?
You passed.
It's a D4.
Damn,
That's real good.
that's very good.
How to do it to him?
Yeah. So how do you do this? How did you get up through this last section of the tubing to the 3rd floor?
You know when you're a kid and you try to like climb the door frames?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Exactly like that. And then when I get to it, I just get like... It's completely ungraceful, and the first thing I do when I get up is gonna look around and make sure nobody saw that.
Vala, you saw movement. I don't know if you saw actual specifics what's going on. It's pretty high up at this point.
Is it possible to not go in the wind tunnel and just like, because I'm so big, like do like a high jump up to each ledge?
Ooh. The ledges are pretty far up.
Okay.
But you do see, perhaps from the breakage of this station, you think that you could find some handholds to lift yourself up between each one.
That's right.
All right, this is gonna be more difficult.
Okay. Gimme.
Again, we're figuring out Burn Bryte. We're figuring out what the skill complexity stuff is. So bear with me as I try to figure out what the best one to do is. You know what? Actually, I think it's looking at the percentages. I'm gonna say it's still a 3. It's not like a 50-50 thing here.
All right. Hey. Strong girl.
Okay. Strong girl. As you reach up, you grasp into these things. What does it look like as you lift yourself up these 3 floors?
It looks super efficient. Like she's done it a million times before, just a very like push up, like with the arms, like stand, adjust, bomber jacket. It's very, very like military style.
And eventually the 2 of you make your way up and to the 3rd floor, where there is an open door And you see out way past through it into open space to where the rings are. You imagine this is where the rings are connected to the main body. It's almost like a giant bridge of some form. But as you peer further, you see a few figures far down turn a corner into the ring itself.
All right, Val, before we go any further, I think we have to have a quick conversation. These people may shoot at us. We probably shouldn't kill them without finding out who they are first. They probably know where the plasma is.
They might hug us, too. Is a possibility.
Nah.
I will place a bet on it.
How much?
Half of my cut.
It's a deal.
Ah. Yes.
And so you shake on this.
No, we shake and then I pull them into like a bro hug. You know what I'm saying?
As you do this, Vandal, as you're lifted up into this new position of bro hug, you peer down that passageway again. And you note that might have been a complete bridge at one point. But there is a steep drop midway through, as if someone truly is sabotaging your path. We're going to take a quick break here to fix up Zoom, make Zoom work again, because it's been frozen for poor Jess. We'll be right back.
BRB. See you in a bit.
That was quick. Love when tech solves itself.
There was no problem.
Not at all. No, it's all good. So we did leave on that bit of a cliffhanger or bridge broken hanger. We're gonna leave that. We're gonna go back to our.
But I want to jump it.
Not yet. We go back to Walala and Zebzo. Walala, this orb, it's warm. It's of nothing you know of. It is intriguing in every which way that you can think of.
And sorry, pulling up the computer gave me a logo of the Cosma Overguild?
Yes, of the Cosma Overguild. And y'all know the Overguilds pretty well, considering that they are the mega corporations of the Alaxis galaxy. The Cosma Overguild specifically is dedicated to the transportation element of the Alaxis galaxy. Basically, they build and operate public transit systems. They spacecraft, basically any other vehicle. So they are quite the prolific guild.
Okay, all right. And nothing in the computer about this thing.
You start going in, and you're fine. You're pulling up folders and files.
Not that.
And you find a variety of schematics and plans. You recognize some as spaceship parts. You recognize some as optimizing engines. There's a few you don't recognize at first glance. Looks like to be this one particular blueprint. Looks like to be some form of platform, which is odd. It's a circular platform, clearly meant for a sapient being to stand upon. As there's like a sketch of a variety of sapiens upon it. And there appears to be some less physical calculations here and more metaphysical, as it seems to connect. It shows like a dash line to connect between two platforms on this particular schematic. Very odd.
That's really... Captain, I know we're looking for plasma, but this thing is really interesting and unique and might be helpful. I know I have not found any signs that it's gonna explode, so I'm just going to test touching it with something. Not myself, something else.
We would discourage destroying it. It looks valuable. We could sell it for a lot of argent.
It's definitely something special, that's for sure. So, if I go over to the table, is there something I can poke it with? Like,
I mean, I'm sure you could find a variety of
true science
or rods or whatever else that are within a lab here in the Alaxis galaxy.
Yeah. Okay, I want to poke it.
Okay, yeah, you poke
science.
It. As you poke it, again, it when you touch it, there's that resonant ring to it, almost like chiming glass. And as you do, you see again this oily sheen color to it inside. It ripples almost in response to your touch, centering upon itself within this blackness of the sphere, into another sphere, but with spikes that come out of it and pulse almost, moving softly as it rotates within.
I turn and I put many of my tentacles together in like a steepling motion. And I turn to the captain and I'm like, many things come together like, Captain, I don't think I can figure out what this is right now, and I know we're kind of busy, but I'd really like to take it with us back to the ship to study it more. Would that be okay, please?
We consent. We consider that valuable.
Okay, cool.
Work my wallaby chin.
Well, thoughtful wallaby.
Okay. Do you just want to pick it up with your bare hands, or do you want to bare tentacles? What do you want?
You said there was something that looked almost like a sack or something that.
It's laid off on top of a cloth. You think big enough that you could try to tie it off if you
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanna do that. I wanna like knapsack it.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. Knapsack it. On top of your other knapsack.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that one's still empty right now, so it's okay.
Yeah. So
Until we find the plasma.
you grab
Find
this
Vandal or Bella soon.
yeah, you grab the sphere, and you step out, and the two of you across the way, all the way across you, and up a couple floors, you see Vala and Vandal, in an awkward embrace. Or
I'm
rather,
squeezing too tight.
or rather, one of them doesn't think it's awkward; the other thinks it's terrible.
This is friendship. This is what it is.
We greet you from a distance.
I drop Vandal. Oh, hello, Captain. Oh. I quiet myself very suddenly.
I land on my feet.
We question the lowering of voices.
We are not alone.
Can I detach a bug to go investigate what we have around here?
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. Go detach a putty yourself to go to go investigate.
Cool.
So with my swarm, I think going up that little like shaft of air, I lost a bug along the way. So my one-eyed cousin was able to like fully integrate into the hive. We have a very specific amount of family members that can exist within the hive, no more, no less. Very specific on the rules. So we've got the one-eyed bug. So I want to use them to just kind of fly around with their singular eye and see what they can find.
Sure, yeah. Are you searching for anything? Are you searching in one area in particular, or are you going straight to where Vala and Vandal are, or are you kind of just investigating the general area?
I think if I could ask Vala first, where do we think that there are others?
Oh, near the big gap in the bridge.
Understood. We will send out our new one-eyed cousin that way.
Yes.
Okay. So, your one-eyed cousin goes, and so it takes a bit of time to get across this 100 feet to the other side, but it buzzes past you, Vandal, and Vala. You can see that little glint of blue as heads into the passageway and that bridge that connects between the main body and the ring. This, you can see through the one eye that this passageway is it's basically a large tube with the bridge that's set in the midst of it. So there's a large amount of space down below. And you do see above, kind of hanging as if this was a suspension before, are now loose cables. But you can go down further, and again, you hit into the ring itself, which is a solid, again, another tube almost, which exists around here. And rather than the white metals of the inside of the main body of the Zephyra, this is clearly not meant for regular usage. You can see this more ventilations, more less covered utilities. The cables are more obvious along the walls. Generally, you think that this is a storage or engineering kind of space. Whereas the main body is, where people actually occupy and spend their time. This is more maintenance, per se. And you're kind of thinking that, if there's going to be plasma anywhere, it's going to be stored in here somewhere.
Wonderful. We will, Onesie will I think actually, yeah, we can relay this information as Wenzi is on their mission. We have a destination. We must go to the maintenance facility, and we understand that it is a potentially perilous journey for those who weigh more than Wenzi and us, excuse me. But we consider your safety at the utmost, and we will make sure that you. Well, let's go now, okay?
You know, Captain, the more you say how much you are concerned for our safety, the more I believe you.
We are content with that response.
Should we proceed with stealth or with speed?
GM, I didn't see anybody though, right?
You didn't see anybody once you went through. You were told that there were other people here. You did not see any other people in here.
We should proceed with speed, with haste,
Excellent.
with fluttering wings.
Yes. How wide's that gap?
This gap, I'm gonna say is 30 feet across.
Oh my god. Okay. There are cables though.
There are cables.
Sorry, no, it's my bad. Is it only the floor? Like, is there still walls?
Yeah, there's still wall. The floor, it's just the floor that's cut off. There's the walls on the outside. And there's also, again, the suspension cables, which belonged to the bridge at some point until it wasn't.
What's at the bottom?
You look down. It's a lot of space. It's a lot of height. You can see the bottom, and you can definitely see the broken parts of the bridge down there.
Oh, I have climbing gloves. Hey,
Good for you to remember.
I'm ready.
We've gotten some climbing gloves.
Yes. When you make a skill roll to climb while wearing the gloves, you can reroll any die you make on a check once.
Nice. Okay. So, how does everyone get across? I have an idea of how Zevso gets across. Once Zevso and Wolala walk or fly around to get to the other side, which takes a bit of time, but you get there. How's everyone getting across here?
Climbing on their walls.
Yeah. Okay, climbing on the walls. Climbing gloves.
Could I bring Vandal with me, like piggyback style?
Okay, that's gonna bring up the difficulty.
I know.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
just looking at Sam's face, like.
I want you to imagine, right? A calico, whose tail is finally defluffing after the hug, right? Just standing there, hands on hips, looking down, looking at the cables, and then looking at themselves and their skinny weeny little arms. And like, cool.
Meanwhile, up ahead, you just see Walala and Zevso like buzzing and floating along.
Yeah, they're coming over, so I have to come up with something real fast.
Ah!
Do you want to ride? If we go together.
We might go together.
No, that's what I mean. If we go together as comrades.
Yeah, let's just
Yeah.
let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be difficulty 4.
Okay. Okay.
As you're carrying yourself and another person, and
Uh-huh.
also climbing, because of the size of this tunnel, like the walls are way more steep.
Yeah.
In terms of its curvature, rather than the climbing up the main body. So.
Sure.
Yep. So
So,
roll that for me, please.
athletics or?
Yeah, this feels like athletics to me.
Sure. You said difficulty 4?
Yep. Oh, you
Yeah.
can only re-roll one of them.
I can only
correct?
reroll one.
That's gonna be a
well.
fail no matter what.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, what happens?
Well, this is a great time to bring out the failure prompts.
Oh, yay!
This is great. I get to roll, and we get to see what happens.
Hey.
Okay.
You lose your stuff. Okay.
No!
Well,
So-
not you. Or maybe you.
No. Okay. So you're
Am
gonna be
I
able.
the stuff?
No, you're not the stuff. So you're gonna be able to get across.
Okay.
Your backpacks are not gonna survive, though.
No.
I'm okay with
It's
this.
yours, fella.
What if we had... Let's make it very dramatic.
So how did this look when you do get across, but with the sacrifice
Yeah.
of your
So
stuff?
I see if you like this, Sam. Oh yeah, we need to quote "Am I the stuff?" That needs to go in our quotes. I think that we're making it across okay, and we just get to a shaky part, and just having someone who reacts differently to danger. Like I'm imagining like a cat not wanting to get in water.
You know what? This is good. This is good.
Yeah, and I feel like
You're like half choked out at this point.
and Vandal their backpack starts to slip, and then they reach back for it, and we start to topple until only Vandal's hanging onto my backpack, and I have to swing Vandal up. But when I swing Vandal up, just like the strength of the move makes it to where like I lose grip on my backpack and it falls. But we make it across.
We
You
make
make
it
it across.
across.
F to those backpacks. You can hear them go ting 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 ting, ting down until they on the broken bridge down below. That's gonna be a bit of a dock on your amount,
Lord,
simply just for having to pay for new equipment.
listen,
but,
hey, if they end up hugging me, I still come out on top.
I owe Fala one medium favor.
one medium favor.
Fair.
And we
I think
make-
that's valued at one medium favor.
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm. We respect that. We are also disappointed, and
Mm,
we will be taking that out of your pay.
That's
it's fair.
just.
Fair is fair.
Your
think,
bet is worth less now.
all right. Good job, we didn't die.
Hey, we didn't die. Yes. Good.
It's great when you don't die.
Yep.
We should continue to the maintenance facilities. We would like this mission to be over so we don't lose more things.
Mhm.
This is becoming an expensive trip for us.
Fair.
We lost
So-
a bug, we lost 2 backpacks.
Mm,
Yes.
all right.
Rough.
Here we go.
All right. So you start walking along the ring of the Zephyra. Again, it's darker in here, and you can smell the metal and other fumes that are in here that just come from the nature of these types of spaces. Although years of neglect, I'm sure, doesn't help as well. Your footsteps do ring a bit in an echo within here. Those of you who do walk, and
I have hoofs.
yeah, there's
Clunk, clunk.
clunk 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 across. And as you get down, you see most of these doors are closed in some way. Not as frequent. They're not as frequent as the ones for the labs outside. And until you see up ahead a door that is slightly cracked open, and you can see a faint glow of light coming through.
We are concerned. We never turned on any lights. We will send out 1Z to just take a look. And we'll detach 1Z from wherever they were just like taking a nap because like they worked hard. They deserved a break.
Yes, they had to fly 100 feet across and more.
Hard work when you're solo.
Yeah, and small. Yeah. Okay. So you make you send 1Z up, and and also uphill because you have to go diagonally up. This 1Z was working hard.
Mm-hmm.
And they float down the passageway and down to this doorway, just about 30 feet away, and you see them dive in. And for you, Zevzo, you see a room of familiar vats to you, as they are container for plasma. You see for many of them, most of these have meters on them to indicate how full they are. Many of them are empty. You can see that they're all the way down to the red. But you see a couple that are in the yellow or so. But amongst them, you see 3 figures. They appear to be small. One of them is this gray furred, and the other 2 are black furred. And they have these large pointed ears. I'm not going to say fairly small because most of you are shorter. Around 3 feet tall. And they seem to be kind of nosy around these vats, and you can recognize that they have their own backpacks with them. And they seem to be kind of talking to themselves. You recognize these as Nivix, which is another type of sapient species that exists around here. Mostly found subterraneanly. So it's a little weird to see them, but you also know that some of them have taken to a life of crime and stealing other people's technologies. And so this is where you're at. You see these 3 Nivix, which appear to be draining out one of these plasma. And you can see as it goes down the tubes of it that whitish glow, as they're very careful. Plasma is toxic to the touch. It is not a pleasant thing to work with, and quickly dangerous. That's what's happening there.
We can respect that other folks might need this, but we understand that we need this more. Vala, Vandal, we have found more backpacks for you. Good news. We just must kill the body that holds the backpack. Also good news. Are we ready?
Whatever the captain says goes.
Malala's just like, it's...
Well, hang on. The second part didn't compute with the first part?
Oh, we said that we will borrow their backpacks and then take the plasma while they hang out.
Oh, okay.
Well, Lala, would you like to stand guard? We could use your many... we could use your eyes.
Yes, and yes. Okay, yes.
Wonderful. Vala, Vandal, we have a mission. Let us get you some backpacks, and let's get me... Oh, Vala, we're not... We won't participate in the jump, and we won't freeze, and we don't want to touch your hands.
No, I was getting in position to kick open the door in a surprising manner.
Okay. We are working on a code of conduct to figure out how we can hug, but safely.
Right. Maybe like a group, like fist in the air and freeze for a second.
We were worried you wanted that.
Oh.
We would love to.
Makes sense.
Well, Onesie would love to. They're new to this and they haven't met you yet.
Mm.
We will participate if Vandal and Walala would like to.
Solve problem first, then celebration.
So wise. So
We respect
fluffy.
that.
Mm-hmm.
That's no pet.
I'm not. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Didn't do it. Okay.
So I'm guessing you're coming in not stealthily, but in. Hello, we're here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
With Vala, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is standard procedure.
Okay, cool. Love that. That's standard procedure. So you, or rather Vala, kicks open the door the rest of the way, and the metal probably crunches a bit as it slams into the wall. You see these three Nivics jump and end up dislocating the nozzle from the tank.
Uh-oh.
And they stare at you wide-eyed before they kind of start. Two of them start to pack down the backpack as fast as they can without touching the plasma, so it's a little more awkward than they would have to. The other one starts to scamper to the wall.
Don't like
And as
that.
as it does, it presses a button.
No! Wait, no! What happens?
And the room goes dark, dim rather. But then some lights come on, or rather, not lights. Appears like lasers,
What?
What?
as lasers crisscross this room. Static, but making it difficult to get past.
I got so excited about being able to use my dark vision.
For like all of like 2 seconds, like yeah, still see, and then no, just lasers.
It's lasers.
So if one wanted to cross this very fun room, what skill would it be?
That's up to you. What skill would you like to use? That's the whole great thing about this. You get to bargain with me what kind of skill you want to use.
Ah, yes,
Hell yeah.
of
Go from there.
course. Who wouldn't want to do that?
And a reminder, so it may be tempting to just min-max your what skills you want to roll,
Yeah.
but you do get rewarded if you manage to roll a skill and hit at least one of each die type, as that unlocks Nova points for you.
I was
Where you
wondering.
can use Nova abilities.
Nova point.
Cool.
Me too.
So that's how that
I
works.
get 'em.
So it's an encouragement for you to use skills that you're not good at, as well as the skills you are good at. And once you hit one of each, or you've rolled a skill for one of each, then you get a Nova point.
Heck yeah.
So that's how that works. It avoids any min-maxing
Okay.
and makes it more interesting for y'all to do stuff.
Damn it.
Oh, I really
But,
want to use my Nova abilities. Grr.
You still see these Nivics are like, they're the two of them in that are with the backpack situation have realized they're also trapped, and they're kind of like, they have the backpack now, which had some plasma in it, but they can't go anywhere, and their friend has kind of realized this. As they're still by the button, but they're eyeing between their friends and you, and their friends and you, their friends and you.
Can I use a conflagration grenade on one of them?
Oh my god.
A grenade?
But it sounds so nice.
There's spilled plasma on the floor.
There is no plasma on the floor.
Plasma?
Does that make things more explosive?
But then we won't have any of the plasma.
There are still some of that.
We understand. We also have a laser pistol.
You do have laser pistols. You have so many guns.
Here's a question.
We do.
Here's a question. Oh my
Yes.
god.
Yes.
Would my laser sword deflect the lasers when
Oh
it
my
comes
God.
into contact with them?
Oh, that's a really good question. I'm gonna say it's a possibility,
Awesome.
but it's gonna be a challenge roll to make that
Yes.
work.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Vala, you want to use your sword.
Yes.
What's the plan here? What's going on here?
Vala's plan is to follow her captain's orders and get to the backpacks. Ideally, probably, Vala's intention is to probably get to the one who's by the button.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So I'm gonna say this isn't quite combat because these three don't want to fight.
Sure.
They are very much in. They look like they want to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to declare combat yet until you have made some motion to actually attack these people, and then we will hop into that.
Yes.
So
Here I
So
go.
is your goal to, what is your goal here? Is your goal to fight these people, to get to the button, or
I'm trying to get to the button
Okay.
while being as badass as possible.
Okay, so with the laser sword, as you're trying to deflect these, this is gonna,
Yes. What? Tell me.
this feels like a difficulty 4.
Sure.
Ooh.
But does
'Cause
it
you're
also
trying-
feel like a melee?
This also does, I will say this is melee. But you are literally trying to deflect lasers without hurting yourself or other people,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
also not overcharging your laser sword.
Yep.
So,
Oh my god, I'm so scared.
so let's go.
Fuck.
That's a fail.
Yep.
All right, let's see what the failure prompt has to say about
Oh,
this.
it's so fun.
You were suddenly alone. Yeah, that's
What does that mean?
Laser on laser.
as you use your sword, you deflect through the first few of them, and you're like, okay, I got this.
Uh-huh.
And then you just manage to just slice this one just the wrong way, and it makes contact with you.
Ow.
It doesn't burn,
Huh.
but suddenly you are not where you were. You float, gravityless, in a chamber? The walls are black metal, the same as the maintenance area walls of the ring,
Uh-huh.
but you are by yourself in this, I'm gonna say, 60 feet diameter across chamber. And you don't see a door, as you have triggered the traps of this place to prevent anyone from stealing their stuff. The rest of you, Vala disappears.
We are unimpressed, but we know that safety is the primary concern. And what else are the enemy doing?
You see them trying to slide the backpack underneath the lasers to the one that's by the button, just to get it out. And they're wiggling and attempting their best to do that.
I I'd like to convince them that we're not going to kill them. We're not just here for the plasma.
Okay.
While you're doing that, you see Zevzo rummaging in their little wallaby belly
Oh,
for
no.
some guns.
So, everyone,
Hey.
let's
Hey.
remember that Zevzo is a small wallaby sized. They do have a fanny pack, but there's no way that all those guns fit into a fanny pack. So, please imagine that this wallaby has to go inside themselves, where they are storing all of their guns, to pull out one of them.
You rummage for a bit. The fanny pack is just for snacks. Important items are carried there. Maybe like one health pack. I don't even know if I have one.
Yeah, so basically the bugs part way as you start digging through and finding a gun. Vandal, how would you like to try to convince these people?
Hey, we're not here for anything but the plasma. We can just, come to some sort of agreement, and none of us have to have anything terrible happen to them.
Okay. These people want to get the fuck out. So it's not gonna be that difficult to try to convince them that you're not here to harm them. They're gonna be a difficulty 3.
Okay, so is that presence?
I would say so. I think so. If I understand presence correctly.
I think so too.
Yeah. You're adjusting your presence to be more calming and
Yeah.
non-threatening.
So you said complexity 2?
3. Here.
3. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just want to double check.
They're skeptical, but they also just want to get out.
They haven't seen the guns yet.
Hey,
Hey.
nice.
Yeah, through sheer force personality. Yeah, so you're very much and they look at you. They look at Zevzo, who is digging through still, I think at this point pulling out a gun. Squint their eyes at Zevzo, but look back to you.
Just here for the plasma.
Will you let us leave with these ones? That's the gray furred one, which is the one with the button and now the backpack. I mean, we're not here to fight. We just wanted stuff and we'll
Totally
go.
understand. Unfortunately, that bridge situation did damage 2 of our packs, so we can let you leave with 1 pack. Call it even.
But you'll let us go then. If
Yeah.
We've just. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They look over to the other two, which kind of just like nod. It's like this is gone. And one of them will shrug off the empty backpack and set it against the vat. As the gray one, still looking to you, still holding on to the full backpack, presses the button again.
Does Vala come back?
Nope.
Okay.
And the lasers do turn off though, and these 3 just immediately just grab and just zoom.
They take their 1 and they go.
Yeah, they push past you, they scamper, they get out as fast as they can. Oh, well, Lala, you just see these 3 Nivix just
I was gonna say, did they go past me?
Yeah, they go past you. I think one of them sees you and jumps, not expecting to see you, and then immediately and just keeps running.
Captain, looking out, I looked at something!
We thank you for your report.
Okay.
And you have the room with the vats and the backpacks.
We will collect the plasma.
Vala?
Oh,
Vala?
right.
Well, we lost a party member. I did say something about safety. We will use Walala's echolocation to see what we can find, but first, plasma.
Gotcha. We'll fill up these packs and can
Yeah.
Vala hear me on the communication badge?
Yes, actually.
Thank God.
And we'll cut to this floating chamber that Vala has found herself in as the others start to collect their plasma. What's going through Vala's mind right now?
So
What's happening?
Yeah, I think in the moments like between when everything happened, I think Val is just like, like slowly rotating like in, a complete like 360 and is just talking to herself. Vala Celebrata, what are you doing? Why did you do that? That was stupid. You did not assess the risks, and you just went in. Who are you trying to impress? Are you trying to impress the captain because they said that you could be a captain one day, and you wanted to drive that home in their mind because you really get along with Max, and you think maybe Max should have a captain who maybe actually talks to them? Were you trying to impress Walala because they're very smart and you thought you had come up with something science related that was very clever? Or were you trying to impress Vandal? Because you're always trying to impress Vandal. I don't know what you think you are doing. And if you keep this up, you are probably going to get killed. But, at least it's something different. I'm gonna mark off my first story path.
Hell yeah!
Yeah!
Called Look at Yourself.
Incredible.
Yeah.
For everyone out there, Burn Bryte does a character progression through story paths. All of our characters have their own story paths that they are upon, and that they get to tick off when it is appropriate within the story. And we've got our first one in the first episode. It's pretty awesome. Oh, right. Your monologuing is interrupted by the sound of Vandal calling for you.
Vandal, I'm in a void.
Can you tell anything about where you are?
I'm floating. Did it look cool before
It was so cool, and then you weren't there, and I was really concerned.
Well, I'm maybe Walala can hack into the system and find out where it sent me.
Okay, we're gonna get the rest of this plasma, and then we'll come find you, and then we'll go back to the ship and get paid.
Great. Did they hug you?
No.
Are you sure they didn't hug you? I'm all by myself over here, and I could use some good news.
I wouldn't lie to you at a time like this.
Okay.
And as the two of you, Zebzo and Vandal, you finish grabbing your plasma and join Walala back out into the hallway, and as Vala continues to float wherever she is, I think that's where we're going to end our first episode.
Hey!
Yeah.
Oh goodness, this was a start. This was lots of things you discovered, lots of cool things to explore, and shit happens. But this was awesome. Thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out with us. before we sign off, let's go around and meet our lovely people. Tell us who they are, where we can find them on the internet, any first thoughts, emotions, feelings, all that good stuff. We're going to go in reverse order. So let's start off with B.
Yeah, backwards order where I have to go first. Oh no, hello. My name is B. You can find me on Twitter as @bzelda. Heck, thoughts. I mean, first episode is always so much of you just kind of like feeling out your character. And I ended up being a Argent loving, pretending to care about the safety of my crewmates when really I only have one goal, kind of wallaby filled with 10,000 bugs. And that's different. So I'm feeling it, and I love my party members. So as long as we can make them do all the work, we have zero concerns, and we are more than content for that.
Perfect. So awesome. I love Zevzo so much.
10 out of 10 captain, right? Nothing to worry
You're so
about.
great.
Yes, Zevzo, 10,000 bugs. I'm sure we'll get to meet many more of the ones that are within them, so that's gonna be very exciting.
I've been making a list of names and quirks to them.
Oh my god, yes. I'm so excited to meet them. All right, and let's go over to Sam. Hello, Sam.
Hello. I'm glad not to go first. I'm sorry. Gosh, this game is so good. I love the opening, like, crawl so much. Oh, chills. Especially after the intro video, extra chills. And I'm gonna have to work on finding a voice because I feel like I'm not up to par there.
So I love
so
the casual
good.
drawl.
Yeah.
I love it so
Holy
much.
Max old sport killed me.
Yes,
Loved it
it's
so
perfect.
I feel like what? Why?
Yeah. So
Where
I
can we
just-
find you on
I'm
the
so
internet?
excited. I was expecting to love everybody so much. I wasn't expecting to like deeply in my soul love everyone so much. This has been absolutely amazing.
Yay! And where can we find you, Sam, on the internet?
At Sam Damiel, pretty much anywhere. Even Tumblr. Don't find me there.
Here's my Tumblr, but don't find me there.
Don't
I'm
look for me.
responsible for the Tumblr.
Don't look for me.
Oh goodness.
I've had it a very long time. Don't scroll all the way to the back.
Yeah, what a mood. Oh goodness. Oh, perfect. Love that. And let's go over to Jess. Hello, Jess.
This is awesome. I feel the same way. I'm like, I was already so excited, but like, I love everyone so much. I want to see all the different, like, I love Onesie, but I love that you already have a plan for so many other BBs. And oh my goodness, Vandal and Vala. Just like, I love everything. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this game. And I know I already found something cool to play with. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. The second I can start poking that, I'm very, very poke the thing. But yeah, I'm Jess. You can find me at go_JG and all the places online. Do a wide variety of video games and tabletop role-playing games. On Fridays, we usually rotate between doing indie game spotlights and Fiasco Fridays. This Friday, I think we're doing Echo, which I'm really, really excited about. On Saturdays, bi-weekly Saturdays, we have a game of Heart, which Sam is also in. And we've just started that one, and it's already weird and creepy and wonderful, and very excited for that. And starting this Sunday, I'm going to be GMing a game of Dark Matter, so more space times, more good stuff, and I'm really heckin' excited for that Conspiracy in the Stars. So yeah, you can check me out, my Twitter, my Twitch. I don't have a Tumblr.
Good.
So I'm safe there. Haha, check one thing off. But yeah, I'm so excited for this game.
Yay. All right, and Lauren, let's do our personal stuff real quick before we close out.
Yes, so, hi, I'm Lauren. I'm That Salty Ginger over on the Twitter, the salty half of this channel. I'm also a GM with the Magpie Curated Play program, and they just put up the rest of the August schedule. So I got some more games of Bluebeard's Bride. I got another campaign of Urban Shadows that's happening at the end of August, so go check those out. I know we have some command in chat, I'm sure.
Magpie.
Magpie, nailed it. Also, we are embarking on a new project here at Salty Sweet Games, along with our friends at Off the Table. We are working on a podcast that is told in 2 parts. If you like Twin Peaks, if you like It, if you like that really cool movie Knives and Skin that my friend Jess was in, that is what we are aiming for. We're using the Fear Itself gumshoe system. We really are super excited about it. Encourage everyone to apply. Me and Summer are running it. Kiana is going to be producing and probably playing, and it's going to be a good time. So go check it out. I think I hit everything. Thursday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific. I'm on roll for it in full cosplay as a bubblegum pink tiefling. See you there.
Yeah. And I'm Kiana. I was your GM today, but I'm also the sweet of the channel. Y'all can find me over on Twitter at KianaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing when I'm not here, but I'm mostly just here hanging out, doing all sorts of cool things with Salty Sweet Games. Let's go over some channel stuff real quick before we sign off. Again, a huge thank you to Roll20 for partnering with us to create the show. We couldn't be doing it without them, and we're so excited to be doing this and embarking on this amazing game. I already love the system so much. I love the world. I love the lore. It's some amazing stuff. So please go check out Roll20, and please go check out Burn Bryte as well if this has interested you in play. And again, we're going to be learning by play throughout this entire series. So if you want to learn more about how it goes, stick around with us. Another thank you to our other couple sponsors. That includes Dice Envy, which makes awesome, wonderful dice, and Grinding Coffee Co., which makes awesome coffee. We're really grateful to be partnering with these people and who help to keep the lights on here and make sure that we keep going. If you ever miss an episode or want to rewatch one, we've got a YouTube channel, Salty Sweet Games as well over there. And we also upload these to the Roll20 YouTube channel as well. So you might be watching it there. Hello, friends. We upload to both, so you get them over there. Sub to either one of them or both of them, because we're both awesome channels doing awesome stuff. And again, this is really awesome that we get to raise money for Code 2040, which is an amazing nonprofit that helps to make technology accessible to Black and Latinx people, especially for advocacy purposes. So we're really, really excited to be doing that. And we did unlock the social goal this week. So go follow us on Twitter as we announce when we go live for our shows, and also where we will put all of our polls for Against the Stars. They will last for about a week, and you'll get to help vote and choose which of the factions, many factions within the Alexis Galaxy, move forward without the characters knowing. Lots of things happen in the galaxy. Lots of things. So we'll get to see what happens behind the scenes there, and y'all get to help with doing that. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
I think that's everything we've got to cover. We're going to go raid some friends, so please stick around and chat to do that. If you've got the hype emote, spam that hype. Otherwise, spam some hearts for love from us at Salty Sweet Games. We'll be back on... to go through our entire schedule now. We're back on Saturday for Pulp Cthulhu, then Sunday for The Witcher, Monday for D&D 5e, and then back here on Tuesday for the next installment of Burn Bryte Against the Stars. We'll be seeing y'all around later, and have a good one, y'all.
Wave bye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye.